So, here we are, episode 79.
Welcome everyone, episode 79 behind the tool belt TC Backer Construction. We're going to try to cram a little bit of exterior stuff in here before the storm rolls in. We are on location at a house right now. We're going to hop up on the roof here, check out some stuff that you should be looking for. Maybe point some stuff out that could be susceptible to storm damage when a storm like this rolls in. And also maybe go over what some of this stuff could be covered under our $149.99 inspection.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So before this rain starts, we don't have much time. Let's hop up here on the roof, and we'll start walking that.
Yeah.
Cameraman here today.
That's right. So it may be hard to hear us when the wind picks up, but we'll do our best. So here we are, the calm before the storm, episode 79. Right away I see some shingles humped up right there.
Yep. And something like that, why this is important, because this right here is going to be catching wind. I mean, you've seen how easily that picked up. As soon as that starts coming up, that shingle is susceptible to this shingle, and you can just go from there.
Yep.
Start working its way, and you have to blow off some water.
Absolutely.
So stuff like that stuff is covered, at least in the inspection process. Depending on what this is causing this feels like loose plywood here.
Yeah. Is like this. We would replace that.
Yeah, this right here is a delaminated shingle. Now this particular spot right here, this isn't going to leak per se, because this is just a delamination on the top tab.
Yep.
Now if this right here, this spot that's exposing those fibers, that's susceptible to get leaks in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anytime that you see that a lot when you get hail damage. Sometimes they'll dent the shingle and expose that underneath there. So this has definitely been flapping for a while. Sorry, I just ripped that off.
It's all right.
But stuff like that is covered. I mean, if you pop over here, we got another one. This is another one. This is another delamination. You can see from the factory where this glue strip was. This is where that was attached. It should look like this. But however, that has taken some storm damage on. That's considered storm damage, I would say.
Yes, for sure, 100%. But that would be under our roof checkup option there for $147. We would check all of the ridge vents, all of the roof boots. Let's get down here and check out this roof boot real quick. I apologize if it's hard to hear us. It's the calm before the storm.
So in this particular incident, it looks like they put a cap. You can sometimes buy caps if you don't want to replace the pipe boot itself. You can buy these membrane caps that slip down over top. Unfortunately though, this is starting to dry rot, and this is what happens after a couple years. If you remember from a couple episodes ago, we were saying these don't last the lifetime of the roof. You got to replace these after probably 5 to 6 years. You're going to have to check that out. Because what happens is, if you check out over here, Ty, there's actually a cut.
Oh yeah.
In this membrane right here, so that's going to get water inside there.
I see it.
So what I would recommend is to replace this, but this is also covered under our
yes,
inspection.
one.
We would replace that.
One of them we would. I noticed on this house, there's actually 2 of them. This one actually looks like it's been replaced once before.
Yeah, this one's good. The one thing that I do see in here that I don't particularly like myself, this entire pipe boot is underneath shingle right here.
Yeah.
How I like to see this, I like to see the bottom of this pipe boot exposed. So this should actually be put out flat. The bottom of this pipe boot should probably be on top of this layer of shingles right here.
Absolutely.
And it should be cut out straight right here.
Yep.
So you can see the bottom of this pipe boot, because what's going to happen is water's going to form around here, and it's going to get up underneath there. Who knows where those nails are, where the nails are for the shingles underneath there. That can be susceptible to leak. But as far as the pipe boot itself goes, it's fit on here tight. This still looks in good condition. I wouldn't do anything with this minus the way it is.
Right, and then the scary part is too, it's right above the valley.
Right.
So that's a cut-in valley.
Let's check out some of those nails.
Yeah, let's check out the ridge vent here.
This is a Cobra rolled ridge vent. So you have a rolled mesh membrane that goes down over top of the ridge, and then you lay your cap shingles on top of this, and it allows air to get up underneath there. It's a really nice, sleek, low profile ridge vent. We like this stuff a lot. What I see here though at the end of every run for your caps, you always have one shingle that has exposed nails, and these should be caulk. So we'd want to put caulk on top of this. That's another thing that's covered under the 149 roof inspection. So nothing bad here. You don't have to replace anything, but this is a homeowner maintenance item.
Yes.
You know, you want to pop up and caulk these things, because the caulk is only going to be good for so many years before it starts to dry rot and blows off, which is what happened here. You can see at one point in time this was caulked.
Yeah.
All this stuff here. I would just put new caulk over top of that, and it'll be good to go.
Right on. They're saying theirs sounds just fine. Okay. Making sure. I was a little worried. Alan, just so you know, doing an inspection, we don't have to tie off. But thanks for pointing that out and being concerned for our safety. Let's check out the chimney here.
Yeah.
What do we got going on here?
Chimney looks pretty good. Minus, you know, I would probably repoint this just because of all the divots in here. This isn't horrible. I've definitely seen way worse.
Yeah, me too.
They did this properly though. It looks like it's all cut in. It's caulked around where the cut-ins are. They caulked their penetrations. For this particular chimney, I don't know that I would put a cricket behind here. It's not huge.
Right.
But I can't say that putting a cricket there,
Yeah.
if it's not needed, would do anything bad.
Right. I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt. And per GAF manufacturer's warranty, any chimney that's over 24 inches needs to have a cricket on the backside. And I would say this falls under that.
Yeah, it's probably about 18 to 20 inches.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yep, exactly.
So the other thing that you want to check out too, and this isn't necessarily a roofer thing, the cap here on this chimney. You want to make sure that this cement is good up here, the mortar or whatever it's called.
Yep, the crown.
Yes, the crown. Make sure that that's covered real good. This looks like it could probably use repointed up a little bit and redone. And usually you'd see some kind of metal. What are those things called, Ty? The metal.
I call them chimney caps.
Yeah, chimney caps. There's usually a chimney cap here that prevents water from shooting down
Squirrel
in here.
cage, I've heard them called numerous things. A flute cap, chimney cap. Mike, just because you have nail pops doesn't necessarily mean that you need a new roof.
No.
It's definitely can be repaired. Due to poor ventilation, I've seen nails raise out of the roof
Expansion
sheeting.
and contraction.
Yeah, expansion, contraction. It's normal wear and tear, especially on a newer home. Things, you know, the first couple years, I would imagine there's going to be some creaks and cracks and things. The house settles and expansion and contraction. Now, here's one other form of ventilation.
Yes,
Okay.
static fan.
Which I think, you know, my opinion and my experience and what training I've had over the years, what worries me about this is, okay, so we have ridge vent and we have an attic vent, okay, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And we also, down at the bottom, it is vented soffit, okay, because we already did our inspection and walked around on the ground around this home. But what concerns me about this, I'm wondering, why is it here? First and foremost, because what can happen is I've seen box vents the whole way down here. What happens is the box vent can actually act as intake. Okay, so you'll have intake up on this part of the roof and your exhaust on that part of the roof. So none of this part of the roof down here will be ventilated correctly. So that's the only thing that concerns me about seeing this now. I can hear that it's on right now. So it's obviously working. The temperature is raised.
Yeah.
It must be on a thermostat. And there's another one over there.
Yeah. And they could have been installed just simply for the fact of, you know, sometimes you have instances where, let's just say you have vaulted ceilings. There's not a whole lot of air space up there. So to get good airflow, you might throw in an attic fan or something like that to force the airflow, air circulation.
Absolutely.
In these current setups, I'm not sure, like you said, I'm not sure why
Yeah.
they did it, because this is all vented properly.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at, I see sheeting over here lifting. And this is the number one indicator to me, and probably most experienced roofers, but you can see that the sheeting's lifted and there's distortion here, and it appears to be soft. What that is, that's not necessarily water damage. What that is, the sheeting's delaminating. It's called dry rot. That tells me in this section of the home, there's not enough ventilation.
Yeah, and a good way that you can point that out, that I see that as a roofer, straight lines don't happen in nature very often, okay? If you look from here at the right angle, you have a straight line of a hump that runs the whole way down here. That's about 4 feet. Sheeting comes in 4 foot by 8 foot sections.
Exactly.
So when you have straight lines, of raised shingles like that, that's not a nail pop. That's 9 times out of 10. That's some kind of delaminated sheeting. Nails popping out of the studs, out of the
Yep.
the
Trusses. Yep.
and you have the ends of the plywood that buck up. And unfortunately, the only way to fix that is you're going to pop shingles off, re-drive nails down. As long as the sheeting didn't get too dry rotted, but I mean, I can feel the sheeting bouncing up and down here.
Right, and we have a pretty good idea what that is, and we'll get to that in a minute. Why we think and pretty much sure why this is happening, because like I said earlier, we did an inspection on this house already. So here in a few minutes, we'll go inside the house and show you what is happening and why we think it's happening. What's up, Bark, man? Good to see you, buddy. Skylights.
Real quick,
I know they're your favorite.
these are my favorite, man. This is actually one that I enjoy seeing because this is done properly.
Yes.
A lot of times you won't see the shingles on the bottom here. You'll see kind of like a pipe boot where this bottom pan is exposed. However, I know that this bottom pan runs over top of the nail.
Exactly.
Here.
Yep.
So that means the water's still going to drain out under the shingle. You're not going to get any kind of water damage.
Exactly.
But all the
And I think
flashings
this is a
and-
directed deck
Yeah.
installation, kind of like a window, a new
Right.
construction window with a nailing flange on it.
Yeah.
That's
Where-
probably one of my more favorite ones.
Right. The bad thing about it is, you can install these things properly, but over time,
The expansion.
in here
Yes.
will fail.
Yes.
There's really no fix to that. There's nothing
No.
that we can do with that besides replacing this unit. And a lot of times, by the time that happens, trying to find replacement parts for an existing skylight is very, very hard.
Absolutely.
So usually it's either replace the skylight or just put wood over top.
Absolutely. Or you could build a dormer.
Yeah.
You already have the hole in your roof. If you want that light to come in, and add curb appeal to your home, build a dormer. Yeah. This chimney looks pretty good too. For the age of the home, this home was built in 1980. So I think the age of this home, that's the flashing, I believe.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to point out here, I can feel the flashing underneath here.
Okay.
This is unfortunately, this is a repair that was made that was done improperly. Okay, what probably happened is this pan that runs down underneath here was starting to fold up, which never allowed this. The metal runs down past the glue strip on the shingle, so it's never really been allowed to sit. So instead of shortening that pan and allowing that bond to happen, they did a on-site fix and popped trim nails in here, and that is a no-no. Those holes right there, you can caulk them and caulk them and caulk them, but that's a homeowner maintenance item,
Right.
And you should never have to caulk nails in the middle of your
Well,
shingle
see,
like
and,
that.
and that's a perfect example. Also, Mike's question was, should you get a new roof because you got nail pops? Well, that's the expansion and contraction happening right there. See that?
Yep. So what we would do to fix this is we would probably pop this entire shingle off.
Yes, sir.
I'd have my guys cut this pan up a little bit higher here, get a counter bend on it or a pressure bend on it so that it sits flush on the roof. Nail that down properly, tape that off, and then run a new shingle that doesn't have nail holes in it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a shame, Bark, man. Mike, we're getting ready to go inside the attic space, so hopefully it's not so windy in there. The storm's really picking up. Want to go down and check out the attic?
Yeah.
All right. Start to pick up. I see storm damage. There. Over here. See how that mat's exposed? That mat's broke. That's not good, especially down here along the eave. Looks like the gutters are clogged. So I would say with a roof tune-up, we could probably limp this roof along another 5 years or so. But then the other concerning part was what we think is poor ventilation in the one area of the home.
Yeah. And we'll explain exactly why we can't necessarily say yes or no on that when we get inside here.
Right, exactly. Sorry, I was trying to read Mike's question here.
Video.
All right, so we're gonna go inside here, check this out, and explain why we feel this section of the home. See, it's got cathedral ceilings, which is beautiful, but
Not a lot of room for ventilation.
yeah, being built in 1980, the only way that we're gonna be able to figure that out is we have to remove the shingles and the sheeting. But this is the area of the home where we feel the sheeting is delaminated due to poor ventilation. Now, there could be baffles from the eave to the whole way to the vent, or the ridge vent, but it could have been packed too full of insulation, because I can guarantee it that those bays, those truss bays, are definitely filled with insulation. So what we're gonna have to do is, someone's gonna have to go outside, get the ladder, so we can get up in that crawl space right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And we'll crawl around up in there, see what we can come up with. What's happening, Vic? How we sound now, buddy?
It's low in and output.
Is it?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Interesting.
I'm gonna grab my step ladder. It's gonna be easier because we won't be able to foot that ladder.
It'll be all right. Yeah, I know the owner. Shake and bake. Oh, shake and bake, my man. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go up in the attic space. Unfortunately, we cannot inspect this area where the cathedral ceiling is. My suspicion is the sheeting's delaminated due to poor ventilation. Per GAF manufacturer, we would have to remove the sheeting, get in there and run baffles down along the eave area to the whole way to the ridge. There's Chris Baker. Do not try this at home. We are trained professionals. Here, you want to hold this for a second?
I got you.
Chris, you want to grab your phone?
I'll foot you.
You got me?
Yep, you're good.
A little bit warm.
Yeah, it should be warm. A day like today, your attic should be warm. Should not be comfortable.
Need a light switch. Here's hopefully.
There we go.
I see. Oops, I thought I still had the camera with me. But if you look down here, you can see there's actually baffles down there.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I don't think I can zoom in. Yeah, I can.
There you go. So there is baffles in this part of the house, which is a good sign. I see plenty of insulation. What you're looking for is an R38 in your attic space. Owens Corning makes a real good pink insulation. I think that's R30. I don't think that's quite R38. With this rock wool that's blown in, you want approximately 10 to 12 inches of this to give you an R38. Over time though, it will settle. It looks like they insulated up here twice. It looks like they have like an R30 in between the trusses, and then blew a couple inches of rock wool on top of that, which should be sufficient.
Yeah.
Now, ridge vent, definitely cut open wide enough. Maybe
Yeah,
a
that's
little
something that
too
we're going to
wide.
be looking for when we pop in here. We're going to look and see where that ridge vent is cut, because there is a such thing as having that cut open too wide and also not enough.
Yeah, and that appears that's a little wider than
That
I
is a
would
little
like.
bit wider than I like, but it's probably still within the standards.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
But it definitely feels the way that it should up here,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It's very hot and muggy.
and so down at the end, it appeared that there was gable vents, but definitely have been closed off, which is a good thing, because again, what that does is that kind of confuses the intake and the exhaust. So you got your intake and your exhaust. And honestly, this looks pretty good up here.
Yeah, I think so too. Another thing that we're going to look for is what the condition of the underside of the sheeting looks like, because that's gonna tell a tale. If you got black sheeting, if it looks like it's got water stains, any of the ends of your nails look like they're really rusting and that kind of stuff, that's showing that there's moisture forming up here. And if you guys remember from a previous episode, when we were talking about ice damming and how water can get on the inside of your sheeting, you get all that condensation and you'll actually get icicles that'll form on the end of your nails. But these nails,
Right.
I mean, you guys can see that these nails look good.
They do.
So that's a good sign.
Hand nails.
They do. They
So
do.
that
They
tells
don't
you
look
how
like
old
coil.
that roof really is. I'm wondering if it was the original roof that was on the house.
Right. It could be, man. It could be.
Now it looks good up here. They got 2x6 trusses. It looks like it was stick built.
Mm-hmm.
They used probably 3/8 to 1/2 inch plywood, which makes sense why the roof was delaminating over there, because what it is, it's about 5 pieces of wood that are glued together.
Right.
And with due to high temperatures, it starts to delaminate.
Right.
It just bakes from the inside out. Hence why there may have also been blow off shingles on the front side there, because what it's doing is it's baking that glue strip.
Yeah.
It's prematurely aging the shingles.
Right.
Is exactly what it's
Right.
doing. So, but the 3/4 of the house, the main portion of the home, appears to be, and I bet if we shut that light off, let's and see if we can see daylight out there. I mean, that would be a great sign, which I think with that light out there, we can't really see it, but I bet if it was fully dark up here, we could probably see daylight down there where those baffles are. But that, I mean, being a homeowner, if you have access to your attic space, you should definitely crawl up in your attic. Make sure your insulation isn't packed out into your soffit bay area, because you don't want that. You can actually over-insulate that area of your home.
Yeah, if you guys can see where those baffles are, if that insulation was up over top of those baffles are pointless.
Yes.
Those baffles are allowing airspace to get from the soffit up into the attic space to allow your roof to breathe.
Yes, so what you want is you want that cooler, dry air from the outside to push out that warm, and I'm going to say it, moist air through your roof. You almost want your attic space to be the same temperature as it is outside. You do
Right.
not want your attic space hotter than it is outside. And in the winter time, you definitely don't want a warm attic either.
No.
So you want your attic to be just as cold as it is outside. Hence why you want that cold, fresh air, dry air from the outside coming through your exhaust or your intake, through your intake and exhausting that warm, moist air. And like you pointed out earlier, obviously they're not getting that warm, moist air in here, because these nails, I mean, do not look rusty to me whatsoever.
No, they look great.
There's no water stains here whatsoever. It looks like it was just built.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
Everything in here looks really good.
Absolutely.
This would be one of those instances where, other than over in the cathedral ceiling area, we would be comfortable installing a new roof without having any kind of guessing games going on
Absolutely.
as to what caused the replacement, the
Right.
needing replacement.
Right, absolutely.
This is just a normal wear and tear.
Right.
Time to get a new roof.
Absolutely, yeah. Normal wear and tear. So if it was installed in the 80s, like you said, even if it was the second roof, okay, so like you said, maybe it was re-roofed, it was probably built, it probably did have 3 tabs on it when the home was originally built, okay?
Right.
Most homes in that era, 3-tab shingles were predominantly popular. Okay, so let's say it lasted 15 years, okay? So that gets you into what, 1995? Late 90s, early 20s, 2000s. So the roof, if I had to guess, I don't think it's quite 25, 30 years old.
No, I'd say probably 10, 15 years, something like that.
Yep, 10, 15, maybe 20 years
Yeah,
old. So
and we could do those couple repairs that we pointed out, covered under that $149.99.
Absolutely.
Get you a $500 inspection report included in that cost, plus probably put another 5 to 8 years on this roof,
Absolutely.
and then you'd still have a $500 coupon for when it is time to replace the roof.
All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, it is hot.
Yes, it is. My pants are falling down.
You got that ladder, Victorino?
Sure.
Safety first, guys. Safety first.
You see down there? Awesome.
Yep, we're good, bro.
We,
One-handed.
yep.
Get on soap. Okay.
Yeah, it is hot up there.
Energy bill go through the roof. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, like that.
Warm. It's the
I
right
bet.
temperature.
See this. So, that was the attic, that was the roof inspection. If you guys got any questions, please reach out to us. There are so many other things that we could probably went over.
Right.
You know, due to, you know, maybe best practices of installation. Like you went over the roof boot, we touched on the
Right.
roof boot a little bit. You know, the attic vents, along with the ridge vent and the, you know, intake. You know, we can come up with some stats
Yeah.
on that. If you guys have any questions or suggestions for other episodes, I mean, by all means, reach out to us.
Yeah,
Put it in the
yeah.
comments. We're just scratching the surface here.
Right.
Really.
There isn't really too much that we're not willing to do.
Right. 3 estimates, and let's say, you know, a lot of guys now are just doing aerials. They're not even getting on your roof. What should be happening is a full inspection. They should be getting in your attic space. They should be making sure that your bathroom vents, your kitchen vents are venting through your roof. We're trying to figure out why you need a new roof. Why was that sheeting lifting? Yes, we could come out and just put a new roof on your home, but we don't want to have to come back in 10 or 15 years or have you worry about it in 10 or 15 years because the problem wasn't corrected to begin
Right,
with.
right. And I also want to throw in there, you know, in this is one of those particular instances. Me and Tom were talking before the show started. You know, if we were coming out here and someone wanted our professional opinion on why that is happening,
Right.
I can give you what I think is happening, which is what we said. But
Absolutely.
unfortunately, to really know exactly what's going on there, because we don't have access, we have to take a roof apart. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
really investigate that.
Right.
But that's going to be one of those things, you know, that we're going to disclose ahead of time and say, look, you know, we don't know what we're going to find under here.
Right.
We may have to replace sheeting. We may have to do something else
Right.
here. We may have to re-insulate. We
Right.
may have to add baffles.
Right. I was just thinking,
Numerous things
we're
could
not
happen.
even going to know if there's baffles installed until we get the actual roof off and figure out
Right.
why the sheeting's delaminated.
Right.
You know, why was there a repair around the chimney? We won't necessarily know that until we replace it, remove the shingles, remove the flashing. Was the actual step flashing and counter flashing, apron flashing installed correctly
Right.
before the counter flashing went on?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, why was there a repair there
Yeah.
before?
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
we'll get in, we'll investigate that, take pictures, show you basically why, you know, things are happening. Why is your roof leaking? You know, the pipe boot was cracked. The replacement roof boot
Right.
was cracked.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Why was that other roof boot installed wrong? I don't know why it was installed wrong, but correct those types of issues.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So all those things are covered. You know, just popping back on that value. The value on that $149.99.
Yes.
It's just amazing.
Yes.
And then you can even take it one step further and get a full gutter inspection and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Some repairs done to gutter,
Yep.
Recalking,
Yeah.
resealing,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
We clean up to 100 feet of gutters.
Mhm.
We reseal your miters, your end caps. We tighten up your gutter.
Mhm.
We make sure the slope is correct.
Yep.
We actually water test it to make sure it's flowing correctly. You know, and then we can determine at that point in time if the repairs is necessary or if it's replaced. Now,
Yeah.
ultimately, at the end of the day, that's up to the homeowner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, but again, always get 3 prices.
Right.
You know, you should always get 3 prices. I mean, I can't express that enough. And I'm not saying that because we're the cheapest, and I'm hoping that you do get 2 other quotes. I'm gonna warn you right now, we're probably not the cheapest,
No.
but we're not the most expensive either. we give you the best product for the best price. You know what I mean? We offer lifetime warranties, gold pledge, silver pledge, and weather stopper or system plus, weather plus system.
Yeah.
So there's good, better, best that can fit your budget. We offer financing, we take credit card payments, you know, we can basically put a roof on to match anyone's budget.
Right.
You know, that ultimately at the end of the day gives you peace of mind that you have a lifetime warranty on your roof, manufacturer and labor.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that I noticed walking around this roof, this is a great roof for solar.
Yes.
This is a great roof.
Good taking.
There's a lot of opening.
Yes.
You know, the house is facing the right way. There's a lot of roof space
Yes.
available. So,
Yeah.
you know, this house could probably save a lot of money on the
Right.
electric bill.
Yeah.
It's you know, great slope.
Absolutely.
Everything about it.
It
This
is.
is like
It's
a
wide enough.
cookie cutter model for
Yeah.
a solar
It's
roof.
big enough, it's facing the south. So if you're interested in solar, one of the biggest things that you want to check into is making sure that your home is either pointing south, southeast, or southwest.
Yes.
And all
some
we,
part of your home.
right, and then all we would need is one electric bill
Right.
to determine how many kilowatts that you would need to generate. And
Right.
to figure out basically what size system you would need
Right.
to match that.
Yeah.
Yep. No, good stuff, man. This is all good stuff. Unfortunately, we could have spent a lot more time outside,
Yeah.
you know,
Weather
planning
didn't
things out.
play with us.
But the weather kind of snuck in on us there. We actually had to batten down the hatches there a little bit. But, you know, I really enjoy this kind of stuff. I mean, this is what we live for. Is
Yeah.
trying to figure out why you need a new roof, not just coming in and installing a new roof on your home. We really want to come in and walk you through the process of educating you on
Right.
how your house works, how your roof functions, how your attic space functions, when the temperatures, you know, start to warm up, when it starts to cool off, the things that you should see, the things that you shouldn't see.
Right.
You know, walk you through that process, educate you through the entire process. You know what I mean? All of our people, all of our team are you know, certified, trained, on a daily basis. We're constantly trying to learn more, you know, about the construction industry, especially the roofing, siding, windows, and gutter
Right.
aspect of things. That's our forte.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not claiming that we can build homes. We're not claiming that, you know, we're deck builders. Our forte, we're exterior contractors. We focus solely on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and now solar.
Yes.
You know, and we've learned so much in the past several months.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Since we've gotten involved with the solar aspect of things, I mean, we've learned so much more about the roofing industry.
Right.
And have the training that GAF Energy has given us. They've come to our place, and they've done Zoom meetings with us. They've given us tests that we've had to pass. It's been a great experience. I know a lot of us have enjoyed, you know, that whole learning. And then Karen Lowry, I mean, her teaching skills, fortunately, she used to actually be a school teacher.
Right.
So now she works for GAF Energy. So the way she speaks to you in layman's terms, so you can understand
Yeah.
exactly,
It's important.
you know, that you know, the solar panel generates DC power,
Yep.
converts it over into AC power. I mean, those are things that I never necessarily thought of, that I didn't know, that it's actually generating a different type of electricity,
Right.
and then converts it over into AC
Right.
energy. And how I remember that is because of air conditioning. You would have air conditioning in your home. Your 120 line AC operates your air conditioning in your home. So, yeah, that's how I remember that. So I need to come up with little things like that so I can remember. But there was so much, but I enjoyed it so much and I wanted it. We all wanted it.
Yeah.
Like, I know you were super stoked for tomorrow,
Oh, yeah.
and unfortunately, because of the weather, we were actually going to do our first solar install.
Yeah.
Which we
Yeah, push it
postponed
back.
to what, I think the 15th. I saw the confirmation email. So
Yep.
between the homeowner and when GAF can fly back in, or drive down, I think Karen and them are driving down with Owen. We're super excited about that. So I think the 15th is actually on a Wednesday. or
Thursday, I believe. It's a Thursday.
So hopefully Wednesday the 14th, you guys will actually get to meet Karen and Owen on Behind the Tool Belt episode 81.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll be easy.
So if
Yep.
Karen, if you're watching, I just put you on the spot. You're gonna have to be here now for episode 81. We can kind of review the process of
Yeah.
what we're gonna do Thursday.
Yep.
You know, break the ice, let everyone know what we're doing, show them, educate them. You know,
Right.
if anyone's got any questions, put it in the comments, email us, call us, write us, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That'll
Yeah.
be a good episode for sure.
I think so too.
For sure.
Yeah.
That just shows, you know, the dedication that GAF Energy has to the contractors that they bring under their wing.
Absolutely.
You know, they're on site. You know, for our first install, we're going to have a master installer.
Right.
We're going to have
Yes.
the engineer behind the electric part of it.
Yep.
Is going to be on site to make sure that everything goes good. Like you said, I was super excited
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
But you know, this gives us a little bit more time to do a couple more things that we
Right.
wanted to do anyways,
Yeah.
and hopefully it's the first of many.
Yeah, absolutely. The First Amendment. So if anyone out there is interested in solar, right now the state of Pennsylvania is giving you a 26% tax credit on that, which actually ends 2022. They may renew that. I'm not
Right.
sure. But right now, I would jump on it as soon as you could, just in case they don't,
Right.
figure it out. Because it seems like I think at one point in time in 2019 it was up to 30% tax credit.
So
So
it went to 28 and now down to 26.
yeah, down to 26. So it seems like each year it lowers a little bit. So if you were, contemplating or curious about it, I mean, hit us up. We'll educate you on it. Whatever questions you got, we'll answer to the best of our ability. We have so much literature. If you go onto our website, John actually put a really cool video on
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Go onto our website, www.321gutterdone.com. Check it out. Check out the video. Our warranties, our roofing warranties are on there. Our solar warranties are on there. Anytime we install solar, it comes with a gold pledge warranty.
Right, right.
25 years on the panels, 25 years on the shingles, non-prorated. So
Yeah.
that I'm saying 25 years like
Yeah.
warranty, non-prorated.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't really beat that.
No, man, and I'm glad that you pointed out the gold pledge part. You know, you're getting the best warranty
Absolutely.
through GAF
Yep.
on your roof, on top of getting the
Right.
25-year warranty on your panels
Yeah.
themselves.
Exactly.
It's a no-brainer.
Right.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Basically, you're probably over the life of that roof, you're going to be getting the roof for free.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And maybe even making money on it if
For sure.
if you have the right system,
Yeah.
the right pieces and everything, right placement.
Absolutely.
So it's a no-brainer.
It
It's
is.
a no-brainer.
Right.
It's a good investment.
It is, and so you touched on a little bit. So let's say we decided to retire in 10 years. Okay, some people are like, well, yeah, it's got a 25-year warranty, but what if you retire or something happens? Well, it doesn't matter. GAF still has you covered. When they talk about a lifetime manufacturer and labor warranty, that means a lifetime.
Yeah.
Whether if we're here or not, or if we're out of the picture for whatever reason,
Yeah.
GAF has you covered. They've been around for 150 years. They're the oldest shingle manufacturer in the country,
Yeah.
in North America.
Right.
So they got you covered.
Yeah. And even just to add on that, let's just say in 10 years, you decide to retire and you want to move to Florida or something. You sell your home.
Yes.
That warranty that you have, that
Great
gold
point.
pledge warranty and the warranty on the solar panels, you can take that to the settlement table and hand that over to the new homeowner because
Yes.
they now fall under that warranty.
Absolutely.
It's a transferable warranty. So it's like I said,
Great
man,
point.
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's a great investment on your
It really
biggest
is.
investment.
It really is. And if let's say you're getting a new home built, reach out to your home builder. I know a lot of people right now are getting new homes built right now. Reach out to your home builder. The chances are they're probably already using GAF shingles. Ask them if they offer solar. If not, hit them up to have them hit us up. We would be more than happy to walk your builder through the process of installing solar, the benefits of solar, the tax credit rebates,
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you? Honestly, I don't understand why you wouldn't want it on your home.
Yeah. I can't think of a reason
You
why.
know, your home's already your biggest investment.
Right.
I mean, honestly. So why not invest in your investment?
Right.
If you're looking to get a new roof, now's the time to put solar on
Absolutely.
with your roof.
Absolutely.
And the beautiful thing about this is too, it's not like your traditional solar that's on a rack system. Okay, so if you need a new roof, let's just say you had solar put on your house and your shingles were already 15 years old, because that's what the other people do.
Yeah.
They'll come out, they don't really care how old your roof is. Okay?
Right.
Let's say you do need a new roof. Let's say a storm comes through. Okay, with the GAF system, storm comes through, horrible hailstorm, or a tree hits your home, or whatever. You don't have to remove these solar panels.
Right.
Not like your traditional solar. You can actually re-roof your roof with the solar panels still attached to the deck.
Yep.
Direct deck installation. It's
Yep.
actually a roofing system.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about this. Like Mike Brown, who's watching on there, to get any repairs done on his home, he has to have another company come out, remove the solar panels, get the shingles repaired or whatever the problem is, then wait for them to come back to reinstall the solar panels. And they're probably leased.
Yeah.
He doesn't even probably own the shingle or the solar.
Right.
I'm not sure. I'm just assuming because I
Right.
know a lot of those companies only lease them, and then let's say you go to sell your home. Well, you may not even qualify to be able to lease those solar panels
Yeah.
from whatever solar company
Yeah, that
that
becomes
is.
tricky, man.
Yes.
Tricky at the settlement table. And right now, in this housing market, the last thing you need is any kind of roadblocks when you're trying to settle.
Absolutely.
Because they'll pull the plug on you real quick and go with the next guy that doesn't have any kind of hiccups or anything like that. So
Absolutely.
it's all good all around, man. I'm glad that we were able to get out here and check this stuff
Me too.
out. Unfortunately, the weather didn't hold up for us too well.
Yeah.
I would have spent a little bit more time
Right.
out there. 7:45.
7:45.
Yeah.
Are we about ready to
Yeah.
call it a short night?
Yeah, I
tonight?
think so. What do we want to talk? I feel like we're missing something that we got coming up here.
We got our solar job coming up,
Yeah, we got the
On the
solar job
15th.
coming up.
so we
2
can't miss
weeks from
that.
now.
Yep, 2 weeks from now.
Um,
The food drive went over without a hitch.
Yes, yes. And
Um,
anyone that's watching that was a part of that food
yeah.
drive, thank you for the card. We got the card, the thank you note.
Yes, from the well. Thank you
Yes,
for the
thank you guys.
We
Appreciate
couldn't have
that.
did it without the community. It wasn't
Right.
just us.
Yeah.
With our teammates and coworkers and the community pulling together, I mean, we definitely would not have been able to pull the food drive off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without
for
the
sure.
help with the local support and local businesses and local friends and family like Dan Barker, Jim Hankey, and our family at TC Backer. I mean,
Yeah.
we would not have been able to pull that off. And then
Yeah.
Jan had the great idea to go over to Dottie's,
Yeah.
which is now became a lifelong partner
Absolutely, man.
in whatever endeavor that we decide to get
Yeah.
in. I mean, they want to be involved. So
Yeah, that's good stuff.
yeah, it is good stuff.
So once again, everyone, thank you guys for always tuning in and,
Yeah.
and supporting us. Anyone new watching, make sure you hop on our page, like the page, hit the bell for notifications so you guys get notified when we go live.
Absolutely.
Everyone finish out your week. Have a good holiday. Everyone be
Yes.
safe. Practice safe firecracker lighting and
That's right.
try to keep your fingers.
That's right.
Enjoy your long weekend. I know a lot of people probably had Monday off, and
Yeah.
the
Yep,
weather's
we
not
did.
looking that great. But
Right.
spend some time with your family, get
Exactly.
recharged, and go back and kick butt next week. We'll see everyone next Wednesday
Yes.
for episode 80.
Episode 80. Wow.
Episode 80, man.
Yep.
Have a good night, everyone.
You too. Yep.